Hello everyone, it's Hannah here from Virtually Fluent, and today we're going to be talking all about mobile phones in English. We'll learn some key vocabulary for the parts of a mobile phone and just some general vocabulary to talk about phones in English. So the first thing I want to point out is that I would call this my mobile phone, my phone, or my mobile. That's because I live here in the UK and this is British English. If you are over in the US, you won't tend to hear these words. You would often hear cell phone or cell instead. Both have exactly the same meaning. The only difference is the variation of English. So this here is my phone. I could not live without my phone. I have here an iPhone, which is a touch screen. So when you touch the screen, the front of the phone, it will respond. But there are so many different types of phones, and I've had many others in my life. When I was younger, the iPhone wasn't quite invented. We had either a big brick phone, which is pretty much like a brick for building a house. We also had the flip phone, which you could flip out. It opens and closes this way. And you also had the slide phone, where the top part slid out and back in again. But at the moment, I have a touchscreen smartphone. Now let's have a look at some of the different parts of this phone. So on the outside, the blue part here is the phone case. This just protects it from any scratches or damage. And on the front, there is a plastic screen, which you probably won't be able to see, a plastic film, very strong plastic. This is called a screen protector, and it does exactly that. It protects the screen if I dropped my phone on the floor, for example. Another really important feature on the back is the camera, which you can see for taking pictures or for videos. And we also have the torch here as well, which adds light or flash to a picture. Down at the bottom of the phone, we have the little hole here, which is the port for connecting the charger or some wired headphones. And inside the phone, we also have lots of different things. We have the battery, which is the most important part. We need to charge the battery in order to use it. And we would also have a little SIM card inside, which basically gives you your mobile number. There are so many different types of SIM cards that you could have. You could have a contract SIM where you sign a contract with a specific service provider. This could be prepaid at the beginning of the month or postpaid at the end of the month, and you will often be locked in for a certain number of months. You could also have a pay-as-you-go SIM, also called a top-up SIM card, where you add money to the SIM, let's say £10, and you eat away at that money. You use that up with your minutes, with your calls, with your data. And once you've finished all of that, then you top it up again. You add more money and you sort of continue that cycle. So in order to use my phone, I need to unlock my phone. Now, this particular phone has facial recognition. So it looks at my face, it knows it is me. Then I can swipe up, this action, swipe up, opposite, swipe down, then opens up the phone and I can use all of the tools available to me. Some alternatives might be the thumbprint, where you press your thumb or your fingerprint on the front of the phone. Or of course you have the old-fashioned, very classic password, where you type in some numbers or in some cases letters to enter to have access. Now on my phone, I have loads of different apps, short for applications, installed. Most of them are free and they give me lots of different information. My apps are all very organized and I don't really use my phone that much. There are, I would say, three main purposes. The first one is for messaging. So of course I use WhatsApp all the time with my students, family, friends, and also a messaging tool for receiving and sending SMS, texts, and also iMessages. The second one is for calls. Of course, people call me and I call them in order to chat. Now, the types of calls that you have and the call rate will really depend on what kind of contract you're on, who your service provider is. But it's really important that you have a good signal or a good reception, which you can see with the little bars up in the top corner. in order to make a good call so you don't break up and you can hear what they're saying. Now, there are a couple of really important words when we talk about calls. The first is the ringtone, and this is the sound that the phone makes when somebody calls you. Of course, you might not have a ringtone. It might be on silent or on vibrate, in which case you can't hear anything. And another important word is a missed call, which is when somebody calls you but you don't pick up the phone, and therefore you just get a missed call, which you could or could not return. And sometimes people might leave you a voicemail. In this case, they'll send you a voice recording when you have not picked up the phone, and it will say, please call me back, and give some information. And the final important use of my phone is for photos and videos. I don't take too many, to be fair. I'm not a person who takes a bunch of selfies. I prefer to live the experience, capture the moment, as opposed to videos and pictures. But again, a really useful tool for me. Now, I probably couldn't live without my phone. I'm not an addict, but I do use my phone a lot. Generally, phones are pretty positive. There are a couple of negative things, of course, the dangers of using phones, the people you might come into contact with. Something I really dislike is the amount of telemarketing or cold calls that I receive, and then they often leave voicemails as well, which is a bit annoying. But in general, they are mostly positive. What about you? Do you enjoy using your mobile phone? Could you live without your mobile phone? Or are you an addict to your mobile phone? Let us know in the comments below. Hopefully you've learned a whole load of new mobiles and phones vocabulary in English, but there's so much more to learn. We do have an entire mobiles course on our website. I've left the link to that in the description below, and you'll find some phrasal verbs to talk about mobile phones, typical phrases and expressions when picking up and answering phone calls, and so many other activities, reading, listening, that will really help you improve your English when talking about mobiles. If you learned something new or just like today's video, go ahead and give us that like. Don't forget to hit that notification bell too, so subscribe to our YouTube channel so you know exactly when all of our new videos come out to really help you improve your English. We are also across all social media channels. Again, all of those links are in the description below. Go ahead and follow, like, subscribe. We post loads of free content on a daily basis to really help you improve your English. So go ahead and follow us there. That's it for today. This is Hannah from Virtually Fluent, bringing English to life.